Hello my friends and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 random run, where we take two random characters, combine them using the GMO mod, grab a random weapon, and try to beat Danger 5 with the resulting monstrosity. As always, of course, we're back to our old pal, the wheel, since the random button doesn't work with the GMO mod, and I hope you're all doing well as we pick what characters we're gonna play today. The old, always a fun one. The tiny map has some really interesting implications when we're combining two characters. And let's see what we've got here. Next we have, looking like, the old and the explorer. Okay, so we've got the little map and the big map combined to join forces. I think this just makes a normal size map. I'm actually not sure. I don't think I've played this combo before, but let's find out. So we'll take the old and the explorer, and then we're going to roll a random weapon, and we'll see what we've got. Crossbow, definitely not the weapon that I would pick for this. It's a low damage weapon, and it attacks really slow, so it's going to be hard for it to kill a lot of trees for us. It looks like we do just indeed have the normal map size. But as long as I can get enough levels on my crossbows and enough crit chance, we should be able to kill trees reasonably well, because we can get the piercing shots. No crate on the first wave, a little disappointing for the explorer, but that's okay. I will take 5 harvesting here, since we start with a bunch of harvesting. Pretty nice to be able to do that. Looking at our characters here. So the old gives us minus move speed, minus enemies, minus map size, and plus harvesting, minus enemy speed. The explorer gives us all the opposite things. Plus map size, plus enemies, lower material dropped from enemies. So enemies are moving at 15% slower than normal. Dropping half their materials, there are 15% more enemies, and we move at normal speed but have minus 40% damage. So all of that together is pretty interesting. I'm going to take the baby gecko here. We're playing crossbows, so the extra range increases our damage, and we're going to presumably drop materials all over the map, so we want to be able to pick those up. And then we're going to roll again, and we'll take another crossbow. I would much rather have geckos than alien tongue, so I'm not going to worry about that. Bag is incredible. Getting that this early on the explorer will spike our economy into the stratosphere, because this character is almost wholly reliant on getting crates in order to increase your income. And having the bag means that you will get extra money every time you drop a crate. So it's just a absolutely game-changing item for the explorer, and should be awesome for this character combo. Can we get kills? Okay, we got the tree, we got a crate here. I'll take a scared sausage. That could help us do damage around the map, and if we get a pocket factory, something that we are really going to want, we'll be very happy with that. Luck is incredible for the explorer as well, for the same reason. We need as much luck as we can get to drop as many crates as possible, so I'm just going to take that. I will take harvesting rather than roll for luck, and I would take harvesting over luck if they both showed in the same shop, but we want as much luck as we can get as well. Bag is super good. I don't think it's quite good enough to buy over rolling for more weapons, but it's honestly close. But we really do need to get our weapon set online, so I am going to roll for that. Now, since we rolled 1,000,000 times and didn't find another crossbow, rather than spend 7 here, I am just going to buy the bag, because I think that will pay for itself pretty quickly. I would rather have found crossbows, but given that we didn't, and 7 is so many materials to spend this early on a reroll, and we were able to buy the bag really efficiently, made more sense to do it that way. Try to get that tree kill and that one and that one. And we got 15 materials. Not exactly what we want, but not bad. I'll take the insanity. We do need to fix our percent damage if we ever want to kill enemies, but the extra crit chance is very good. And then here I'm going to take 6% speed. As the explorer, moving from tree to tree is our main occupation, so we want the extra move speed to make that easier. Definitely take the crossbow. We have a scared sausage, so ice cube is pretty good for us. Metal, even though it costs us crit chance, and this is a precise weapon with a piercing effect, metal's still just so good, we're going to take it. And then I will roll once and one more time to try to lock a crossbow. Okay, perfect. We got really good items here. I'm recording this on the same day that I recorded my farmer potato launcher challenge, the retry at that. So I'm super used to running straight at all of the consumables to try to pick them up. I need to obviously not do that because there's no point in grabbing them during the wave for this character. On the other hand, this character can actually kill enemies ever, which is a nice change of pace. Didn't quite get that last tree, but still doing very well. Attack speed is amazing. Coffee's like the best item we could find, even again at the cost of percent damage, because this character, crossbow is such a slow attacking weapon that attack speed actually scales it more than almost anything else. Yeah, I'm just going to take 10% more attack speed for the same reason, and then I will take 6 max HP. It's a level 2 upgrade, and we definitely need to boost our maximum health. Go ahead and buy crossbow. Metal will help more than ice cube, I think, in the short term, so I will lock that, and then we'll roll one more time, and again try to lock a crossbow. And treasure map, again, one of the top tier items for the explorer, because we intend to drop as many crates as possible, and the treasure map will give us extra value from those. So other than our damage output, everything's looking pretty good for this character right now. We just have very weak damage, because our percent damage is so highly negative. I obviously need to fix that as fast as possible. The best item that we could find is, of course, Pocket Factory. Or more bags. More bags is even better than Pocket Factory, but either of those would be amazing. I'll take a medical turret. Normally not amazing on the Explorer, because the map is so big, but for this character, it's not bad. And for 6, I will take a jelly. It's only going to be 1 HP, but 1 HP is very good. Both attack speed and luck are incredible. I think luck is more important, actually, so I will take it. And then we'll take the coupon, buy another crossbow, buy a treasure map, and do a reroll, locking a crossbow. I could slow enemies even further with the snail. I kind of like buying snail when you're playing the old, because lowering enemy move speed even further makes it so much easier to dodge. So we're going to do that. You see how many range items I passed just out of habit? Because obviously when you're playing crossbow, you want to buy range, but normally, whenever you're not playing crossbow, range is garbage. So I will often pass the range items. Oops. Walked directly into 2 attacks from that pufferfish. Run over here and get some healing from our medical turret. Try to kill at least a couple more trees if we can. That one, got that one. Can we get more crates? Just give me 1 more crate. Only 2 crates, but that's still pretty good. I will take the wheelbarrow here. Riposte we're going to recycle, because we have no use for melee damage. And then let's roll. Armor would be awesome, but again, attack speed is super important for this character. Wisdom. So our percent damage is horrible. And it would be even worse with the wisdom. We won't be killing anything at the beginning of the round if I take it. On the other hand, it is a net boost to our percent damage, so I think it is actually worth picking up the wisdom. And then we're going to go to the next wave here. So for the first 15 seconds of the wave, we won't be doing basically any damage, but at least it will help us clear enemies as they start grouping up on us. So we need to find some percent damage. Some healing would be good. Either lifesteal or regen, or a mix of the two can work for this character. So I would happily take either of those. And of course we have a reasonable amount of extra healing just from the fact that we're the explorer. So there's a lot of trees on the field, and we have a lumberjack shirt to give us easy healing off of those. Got 3 crates that wave, which is great. I'll definitely take a tentacle. That's another way to heal. I think I have enough healing that I can buy the weird ghost here, and we will take a beanie as well. Even at the cost of 6 range, it's important to grab that. I'll take the mushroom. I could take crit chance or armor. Let's pick up the armor, buy the coupon and the crossbow, and I guess I'm buying all of these items. Fix our range a little bit, get the base damage of my weapons back to a more normal amount by taking another baby gecko, and then I will roll wheat. 2 ranged damage is +1 base damage on our crossbows, which isn't horrible, so I think I will take that. It also gives me a bunch of harvesting. I don't care about losing elemental damage. The scared sausage is okay if we get Pocket Factory, and it's good for applying the ice cube debuff, but it's not an important part of our strategy. So here I'm going to use my medical turret and the healing from the trees to regenerate off of the weird ghost. Especially important in the early stages of the run where we don't do any damage because of the wisdom. Pretty low luck for an explorer run. I would definitely like to have more luck. That's, I think, one of the stats we're missing the most of. And, of course, just more lifesteal or regeneration. And more range and percent damage would help our damage output. I'm not really that worried about my damage output on this character. As you can see, the main thing that we're trying to do is just kill the trees. I'm going to recycle the pencil. We don't currently have any use for engineering, but I will take the compass. The engineering might be useful, even at the cost of crit chance, which is bad. I do want move speed as well. Recycling machine is great for this character. Snake, I'm going to recycle. Again, even though we have scared sausage, I think it's still important to pick up the materials, and we don't care that much about the burn damage. I'm going to take 12% damage here because our damage is just too low. I do need to fix it. I'm going to buy all those healing items. Blood Leech, I think I don't want. It's just really expensive for what we get out of it. Baby with a Beard could help us break trees, but it cost me 50 range, so I think we're going to pass on that. And then Pumpkin. We don't lose any piercing damage. Crossbow doesn't lose any damage when it pierces, right? So we don't need Pumpkin. Garden, I don't think I need either. Minigun is a fun one. Laser Turret can also break trees for us, so I guess I'll pick up a Laser Turret. Crossbow's a weak enough weapon that I want to stick with it. I think the game is more fun. These challenges are more fun when we stick with the weapons we get that are on the weaker end and try to make them work. I like the idea of an old explorer. Historically, there were several explorers who went back for, one last ride and often did not come back from it. So, hopefully we make it back. And we did get 3 crates again, recycling the snake. I'll take a metal detector, fixing our luck, really important, even at the cost of percent damage. Take the broken mouth. I'll take the Frozen Heart, mostly for the crit chance. The damage is not going to be significant. It does cost 100 materials, but I think it's still worth it. Here, I'm going to reroll and take 3 armor, because I definitely want that. Take a Gentle Alien and a Laser Turret and roll. I will buy a coupon for sure. Weird food we definitely want. Eye Patch. I don't care about additional piercing on critical hits. We already get tons. And I think Saltwater, I probably don't care enough about to lock it either, but I'll definitely take another weird food that increases our healing dramatically. Small Fish is probably good enough to grab as well, just to try to kill enemies early. This is a weird run. Not exactly what I would have expected from this run, but crossbow is such a funny weapon that it's really dictated a lot of what we're doing. Also, I had the option to take 30 range in the last shop, but I wanted the armor more. Like I said, our actual damage output, as long as we can kill enough stuff to keep the immediate area around us clear, we don't really care that much about our damage. We just need to make sure that we're not dying, and then we'll get all our money from killing trees. Take the Lost Duck here, that's great. I will take the % damage, that's still really nice. A second medical turret I'm actually going to recycle because it's so much material. But I will take a Scared Sausage here, and then I think we can do better than these level 1 upgrades. Let's reroll. 45 range I will take. It's a level 3 upgrade, so it's pretty nice there. Banner I'm also very happy with. We'll take the small fish. Another bag, excellent. Both improved tools and sunglasses are great. If we get a pocket factory, the improved tools will just be incredible. And then we'll take a crossbow. And, alright, so that was a really good shot for us. We got a bunch of range, we got a bunch of attack speed. So suddenly we can actually do damage to enemies much more easily. Just need more crit chance now. And of course, second bag's gonna help our economy so much. Trying to avoid taking too much damage, though really I'm just in the mode of I need to be at full health for the farmer passive because of what I spent all afternoon doing. Which I don't really need to dodge all of these attacks. I will take the whistle. I think we're going to get enough damage that we'll be able to kill those. We're going into a Horde wave. So Peacock is pretty dangerous, but it's going to be so many levels. We're going to get greedy and take it. I'll take a duct tape as well, and I think we can do better here. I'm going to reroll. 30 range would be good. I think I need the 15 attack speed more, and we got Pocket Factory. Incredible when we're going into the Horde wave. That's exactly what we would have wanted. I'll take the sunglasses as well. Going to roll. Take a baby gecko here, I think, over the glasses. I don't know, actually. Is the extra 1 damage per shot going to be worth more than the chance to pull in materials? I think it might be. I'll buy the glasses. Peaceful Bee. I don't really care that much about losing 1 ranged damage, so I will take that. Scarf gives me regeneration and move speed, but I think it's still too expensive. Alright. Now we've got Pocket Factory, so the game has changed. Try to clear as many of these turrets as possible and get our Pocket Factory stuff online. And I can also start buying engineering upgrades. Attack speed is also incredible for us now because we already have the improved tools to go with our Pocket Factory. And any piercing shots I get would be amazing as well. When you get Pocket Factory on this character, on the Explorer, it really just completely changes how you play that character. Because suddenly you have infinite turrets for free. I mean, you can think of this as finding basically 20 level 1 items, right? Because we could have all of these level 1 turret items. Got 4 crates there, pretty nice. I'll take the small fish again. I'll take a saltwater when it shows up in a box. I'm going to recycle the fuel tank. Padding, I guess I'll take. 50 for 3 HP is okay. We've got positive dodge, and I do have a Peaceful Bee locked in the shop. So I could start building dodge on this character. I think I will, actually. And then let's take 3 armor here and 12% damage. I do want the crit chance as well, but our percent damage is still heavily negative, which we do need to fix. Let's buy those. We'll take a turret. I will take a blindfold. Blindfold's another reason to build dodge on this character, and Goblet is actually a good way to heal. We've ended up with no traditional healing, but because we're the Explorer, we've still got reasonable healing. Unfortunately, the coil doesn't really do anything for us because we've got negative knockback. small fish, I don't think is worth locking. We've got a couple already. I don't want to lose too much attack speed, especially because we have the improved tools. All right. Killed 2 blobfish in a row. Not exactly what I wanted to do, because now we've got a lot of lampreys on the field, and because this is a buffer wave, I did get several of them buffed as well. One downside of playing the crossbow, which has no native damage loss on Pierce, is that we can't really buy Sharp Bullet, because it will cost us a ton of damage output from our weapons. And normally that's a really, really high pick with Pocket Factory. So that is a little bit of anti-synergy. It's still, I think, not worth buying the pumpkin earlier, because we didn't have the factory yet, and we would need to find both specifically factory and Sharp Bullet for the pumpkin to actually do anything. So it's just not that important, but it is a small downside of the character that we're playing. Metal detector, great, we're very happy with that. Pile of books, we're a crit build with Pocket Factory. What a gift. This is amazing, going to give us a bunch of engineering, and suddenly our weapons are now critically hitting. I'll take the ranged damage, I think. We do get half of our ranged damage. Barricade we can recycle. Scar we'll take, and then we'll take 15% attack speed. Combine and buy a crossbow. I'll take a head injury. It does cost me base damage on my weapons, but my percent damage is so low that it's still worth buying. Compass. We've got crit chance, loss, but move speed and engineering are still really good, so I'll take that. A plant, I could start trying to get positive regen, but I think we're going to go with lifesteal because we've got -5 regen already, so we're going to pass on the plant. Sniper gun is kind of like a crossbow, but again, I think I'm going to stick... No, actually, you know what? I think that this is a strong enough run at this point that we're going to have fun with a weapon we don't usually get to use, and it's basically like a crossbow, so we're going to buy the sniper gun and just have fun breaking all the trees and getting more Pocket Factory turrets going. With the classic rule of I think I've proven to my own satisfaction that we're gonna win this run. So let's buy the fun guns. I love Pocket Factory. It's just my favorite item in the game. It's so satisfying to use. On Explorer, it's especially fun, but in general, it's just so much fun. Also, look at all these consumables on the ground. So even though we have no healing, we're still getting very reasonable healing. Sure, we'll take another scared sausage, goat skull, recycle, plant or recycling, landmines, I'll take, can break trees for us. I'm still recycling the snakes, I think, even though we have a bunch of scared sausages. Those are, again, just to apply the ice cube debuff. And then here, 12% damage, I think, matters more than anything else. We'll take the Clockwork Wasp, excellent with our Pocket Factory. Clover and Adrenaline are both really good. Sunken Bell, I just don't think we need, so I'm going to pass on that. Starfish, ooh, interesting. Super dangerous going into an elite wave, of course, but it's a lot of money. And it's even more money because we have the reduced materials drop from enemies on the Explorer. So this increases the amount of materials that enemies are dropping by a higher ratio than normal. It's a 40% increase in the amount of materials that enemies drop on average, whereas normally it's only a 20%. So very important for this character. It's actually slightly better than that because enemies also naturally have a chance of not dropping materials, but that gives you an idea of how it's more efficient for this character. Whetstone will definitely take. I do want lifesteal, and I'm going to mirror one of these items. Might be the treasure map, but might be the whetstone as well. I think we can actually kill the elite here. The starfish does make it a little more difficult, but I'm going to kind of walk away from the elite and let my wisdom stack up and pocket factory turrets stack up. But as we get a bunch of those on the field, I think we have a decent chance of being able to kill the elite. Unfortunately, looks like we're not quite gonna get there. Wisdom does help if you're... maybe we do. Because, yeah, so the wisdom helps you kill elites if you're sort of on the edge of being able to kill them, because you can focus damage on it at the end of the wave, and we did manage to do that, so that was great. We'll take the weird food. I'll take an ugly tooth. We can slow enemies even more. Little muscly dude. At this point, I'm going to pass, so we have 73 HP. I took one earlier, but... and at the cost of 1.5 damage, but the HP was important then and isn't important now. We will definitely take the regeneration potion. Another baby gecko, great. So we built our own Sif's relic. I'm going to take the crit chance over the move speed. 20% move speed is fine on this smaller map. And then let's buy the... I'm going to get greedy and double treasure map. We all saw that coming. I'll take the coffee here. We have 0.59 or 1.28 on the sniper gun. Losing 50 range, especially when I have sniper gun, is not worth the baby with a beard, unfortunately. But let's get a little greedy and buy goldfish. Goldfish often does nothing, but in this case, it was actually quite good because it got us the bloody hand. So that's a bunch of percent damage, which we really wanted. We have the healing to make use of this item, no problem. And then we can also get another crossbow. And we don't have a triangle of power or a crystal or anything. So now I would like to buy a little more range. A baby elephant would be pretty fun as well, because we have quad baby gecko. The downside of Bloody Hand, of course, is that it means that we're constantly vacuuming up all the consumables on the map, so we have much less stockpiled healing, but because we have a bunch of lifesteal now, we can heal just using that, so it's not gonna remove our ability to heal, I don't think. Recycle that, recycle that. I'll take a Peaceful Bee again, just continuing to boost my dodge. Little Frog I don't think we need. Corrupted Shard we'll take. Another one we'll take. Spicy Sauce, this is actually going to be a lot of damage, probably, and then we'll take some more lifesteal. Chameleon, minus 4% damage for plus 3% dodge. Worth considering, actually, for this character, because we're building dodge, and dodge gets better the more of it you have. But I'm going to recycle it here, just because we have a recycling machine, so 100 materials for that effect, I think, is too expensive. Yeah, we'll take a med kit. It does cost me 10 luck, and then here I could take more percent damage, and I think I will. And then 6 dodge, and that will get us closer to dodge cap. We'll take a hunting trophy and a cake, and then roll. Wings gives me 30 range, which is great. And then we'll take another crossbow. Alien magic costs us luck, and we don't really need the health, so I think I'm just going to roll past that. I will... Scope is tough for this character. Losing 7 attack speed is pretty brutal, given that we have Pocket Factory and improved tools and everything. On the other hand, 25 range is quite good. It's basically 3.5 base damage on all of our crossbows, and more than that on the sniper gun. I think on the whole it's worth it. It's close. I'm going to buy another goldfish just for fun again. And then, unfortunately, this goldfish was terrible. Let's reroll. I'll take the pumpkin now, because although it doesn't do anything yet, if we find piercing shots, we'll be glad we have it. And at this point, we're building for sort of maximum strength rather than maximum efficiency at winning the video game. we're strong enough that we can have fun with things. I'd like to get to 100% crit chance for my turrets. One thing about Pile of Books is that a lot of crit weapons, like the crossbow, have high base crit chance, so you don't need to buy all the way up to 100% crit chance. But structures have no inherent crit chance, so to get them to 100%, you need to get your actual critical chance up to 100%. I just love how many Pocket Factory turrets we have. So now our percent damage is high enough that it's not worth buying Head Injury. I bought one earlier, costing me base damage, of course, because our percent damage was terrible, but at this point, we don't want it. Ball and Chain, we're still recycling. Seashell, we're definitely taking a Cursed Seashell. That's amazing. Decomposing Flesh, I think... Yeah, I want the Lifesteal because we have Bloody Hand, so we'll take that. We'll recycle that. Celery Tea, enemies don't have enough health for us not to buy Celery Tea, and we have a bunch of Scared Sausages, so we can use that as well. More attack speed, yes please. I'll take another Starfish, just because we're getting max greedy. Take a Dangerous Bunny, Wings. Losing 1% attack speed, definitely worth it for the Missile. That's a great roll on the Curse as well. I'll take an Incendiary Turret also, goes with our Fried Rice. Take the Weird Food, and Alien Tongue I don't think we need. I'll definitely grab a Baby Elephant, and a Metal Detector, and a Coffee, lock the Crossbow, do a reroll, lock another Crossbow, and a Cyber Ball, and then we'll fight the boss here. So, double Starfish does mean that I have to be a little careful, and we have Wisdom as well, so our damage output at the beginning of this wave is low. And of course, a bunch of our damage comes from our Pocket Factory turrets, so I need to start stacking those up a little bit. Now, this Elite is typically very easy to fight. You can just stay outside of its radius and just shoot it. This may be the easiest Elite in the game in general. We have gotten enough cursed enemies on the field that I am starting to take a little bit of extra damage there. Let's stay near the Elite because I do want to focus damage on it. I actually, want to kill it before the end of the wave, and we did get it. And there we go. Sure, we'll take another small fish. We'll take a Wings and Fish Hook. We'll only get to lock items once, but I think it's still worth it. Coupon as well. Grind's Magical Leaf, again, will only tick once, so is 156 for 1 lifesteal, 1 regen, and 3 HP worth it? Probably. Community Support is actually not great on this character, because there are just never that many enemies on the field, but it's still probably worth taking, and then I'm going to take 45 range over 3 armor, because I just want to boost my damage, and we're getting max greedy. Let's take 30 range here as well, because our percent damage is higher, so range matters more at this point. Gonna upgrade our weapons, buy another Peaceful Bee, getting towards dodge cap. We'll take a tree, we'll roll, take a blindfold, roll, take a tree, and glasses. Rip and Tear, the damage is just so low, I don't really need it. Let's take a crossbow, and we'll roll again. Another sniper bullet. Okay, here's our sharp bullet. That's gonna hurt our crossbows fairly badly, honestly, but will be pretty good for our Pocket Factory, and we bought the pumpkin preemptively for this. And then Focus, 30% damage for -6 attack speed. I guess that's worth it. And then let's go ahead and combine by another crossbow here as well. So you can see why I say community support is actually not that great for this character. It's -2 armor for somewhere between 15 and 20 attack speed most of the time, which is not the worst trade, but isn't an super powerful trade either. That's an item that I have come to think is actually a little bit overrated. If you have the clear speed to make good use of the attack speed, then you actually don't get that much attack speed, and losing 2 armor is a really, really bad penalty. The game keeps wanting to give me Baby with a Beard. I still think it's a good item, but I think it's not the game-winning instant win item that a lot of people believe it to be. I'll take a mutation here, why not, and then we will pick up some dodge. Good, getting almost a dodge cap. Okay, nice. We got a cursed sniper gun and a cursed focus. Incredible. Fishhook, you're forgiven all of your previous sins. The fishhook, we locked 2 items and both got cursed. Tardigrade, obviously no good because we have a bloody hand. Big arms, I don't think I really need. Gambling token, I'm going to pass on. The last point of dodge is good, but not that important. But I'm really looking for just more damage because I want to kill the bosses faster. Whetstone is, of course, worth taking because we have bloody hand. Greek fire is pretty fun, and because we can kill the bosses much faster with it. Boiling water, we don't need Triangle of Power. So Triangle of Power, I actually think would be a net positive to our damage, because we will lose 2 damage every second. But if we kill the bosses before 10 seconds, then Triangle of Power would be damage positive. I'm still not going to take it, but it is kind of fun that it would work out that way. And then I'm just going to buy another sniper gun, because it's just fun to be able to do that. And let's see if we can kill the bosses. So yeah, you can see Triangle of Power actually would have been damage positive for us, which is funny to think about with Bloody Hand. But there we go. We've managed to win with the Old and Explorer. Let's take a look at our weapons. 5k damage on each of the crossbows, and then 40k on the Cursed Sniper Gun. So the Cursed Sniper Gun just went off. And then let's take a look at our items. 1,770 from our bags. Definitely always wildly overperforms on Explorer. This is actually a little lower than I'd expect from triple bag on Explorer, but we ended up with a slightly lower luck than normal. 1,500 materials saved from coupons, 17 free items from treasure maps, 94 healing from our tentacles, and 800 materials from recycling machine. This is one of the best recycling machines I've ever seen. What else? Let's see. I do have a level 1 turret, so we can see that our Pocket Factory and our turrets dealt 122,000 damage. Just ridiculous. And our Scared Sausages actually put up a fairly respectable 18k as well. 6 HP recovered from the Adrenaline, and 720 damage from Spicy Sauce, but we were just killing everything at that point. 337 materials from our Hunting Trophy. What else? Incendiary Turret for 4k, not bad. 10k on Baby Elephant. And then 6k, or 5.5 on Cyberball, so pretty good there as well. Alright, my friends, I hope that you enjoyed that run, and of course, if you have, feel free to leave a comment and hit like. This is just a really fun one. Honestly, highly recommend this run. It's just very silly. The fact that all these bonuses cancel out is just funny to me. And if you have enjoyed the run, leave a comment, hit like, helps me with the algorithm, so I appreciate you taking the time to do that. And of course, you can subscribe to my channel for more Brotato and other strategy game analysis. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.